Hi guys, part three. Part three of 2018. No, it's not um, on 2019 alone, just different themes. So I did the bigger picture, I did the Trump administration, and now I'm looking into Trump himself. Okay, so in this case, I am going to do month by month, just because that way we have an overview. Okay, obviously, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to happen in this specific time period. It's just a means to also see kind of like a block of events and then another event, another right events one after another. So what I'm doing here is I am using I'm doing one trimester each spread. Okay, instead of doing the whole thing that's not going to fit into the screen, I'm going to do every 3 months and then talk about it in the next 3 months. Okay, so let's get started with the beginning here. Okay, and okay, so first is January. Okay, so this is a mental imbalance. We know that about him. Okay, then we have now this is important. Something really important. This is important. In Lenormand, this is the card that says pay attention. Okay, and then we would assume that something that's very important, that's key to him, has been exposed. This is false person, right? That something that exposes him as who he really is. There's a woman here, as you guys know. I don't really pay a lot of attention to the woman. What matters is context. So this is idea. I tend to see it a lot of Russia stuff, but let's just say call this ideas, okay, and hopeless. Okay, so esperanza upside down, so hopeless. So something important is coming out about Trump that exposes him as a false person, right? As a liar, as a traitor, and his ideas. So I feel like he's feeling the greatest sense of hopelessness in January, which means that since he's the president, we're gonna see a lot of volatility, right? And it's almost like the biggest secret. He knows that the biggest secret is like January. It really hits him. I mean, he's known, but there's just something that feels to him like he's both desperate and hopeless, meaning he knows he can't get away from this. Okay. Now, February, the Empress means abundance. This is a card that obviously is a card of women in general, okay? And also a card of abundance, meaning I think of it as a country, right? So this is it. Okay, now, and then let's just talk, then I'm going to lower this so you can see. So this is the heart. I think of it as motivations, also values, right? This is gloomy thoughts. The guy wants to, oh, do you want to jump? Go ahead. Don't wait for me. Right? He wants to jump off here. So regrets and mistakes. Okay. Then this is the Arbeit. Okay. So this is the work that he does. And this is the Gran Consolazione. So what I find really interesting about this is that it shows that this is like his sense of self-worth and his values are connected to crimes, obviously, right? So we know that he's made mistakes. I mean, this is basically his values are obviously in the wrong place, and he has worked for a big prize. This is the thing that we've known all along, that he's doing this for some sort of big money. There's the sense that there's a big chunk of money that he wants out of it, and this is what everything he's been working towards. Okay, so that his money is based on mistaken values, and he has worked with one goal in mind. I mean, it isn't something that you see in this administration, right? They're doing everything to enrich themselves, and that's the goal. Okay. Now, because it's here, it suggests that it's going to be revealed. And again, here, guys, the money. This is a lot of money. Okay. Then we have here the sun, meaning exposure. It's the light into the money. Again, a lot of money here. We have a lot of money here. Oh, wrong order. Now, this is important, guys. This, is so interesting, guys. It's kind of like almost gives me goosebumps. But see, this woman could also almost be Ivanka, right? The blonde lady with the blue coat and the coffin. So I took notes, and this is leaving or resigning, okay? So I said before, I think that Trump, once the money is exposed, he wants to leave. This is the biggest the shame that he has, that he's a fake person. okay, that his money is fake. It's a mirage. And this is the thief, so something illegal about this money. So you see there's 1, 2, 3, well, 1, 2 big money cards here, another one here, then there's all these money cards suggesting that his money is fake. Okay, this is it's stolen money, and it's a big look into how he made the money. And this, once this is all exposed, he can't stand it. He leaves, I think, before and either goes further. So we look at this instability once the connection of the source of his wealth is revealed. Something important that suggests his motivations is exposed. The false person has committed crimes, and this is what is going to lead to him leaving. His ideas, his work for the wrong ideas so that he can get a lot of money, right? This is also gambling money. He feels hopeless when he realizes he's probably not going to get the big prize, and that the exposure, that the whole thing is exposed in the sense that he is going to have to, right? So it shows that the money that he wanted is fake also. It's not just that it's illegal for him to be working as a president and wanting this big payout, but that the money that he's supposed to get as a payout is in itself illegal, okay? So I haven't checked, guys, and I'm not going to do it now. But if I remember correctly, the first reading showed that the administration could end by the end of the first trimester. I don't know, like I said, timing is complex, but this is it. The money is really the source of how it's going to end. So now April, let's just do now next April. One at a time. April. Okay, so here we have something usually, to me, I see this card as legal aggression or intellectual aggression. Okay, now this is a cut, right? The scythe is a weapon, it's a cut. And what is it? What does it cut? It cuts the finances. So the law goes aggressively to take his money. The military, again, the officials, I think this could literally be the military. Law enforcement in general, okay, but not just the military. And this is longing. So it's like the whole thing was, longing is, oh, I wish. It's like looking, do you see the arrow points towards the past? The person's looking forward, but the arrow goes towards the past. So he's long, Castle's now, it would have been so great. It was going to be so great. But no, it's too late. They take his money. Boom. Okay, April. Right? It's like the whole thing is unraveling. Okay. April, May. Okay, so this is interesting because the Hierophant is the priests, okay, but it's basically people behind the scenes, okay, and this is how do you say it? Amplified by this card, because the card of the clouds is also lack of clarity. Who is behind the scenes, right? Who's behind Trump? This could be Trump, but it could also be it's the man with money. Okay, he's the wealthy guy. I think this suggests, okay, then there's the child. I think that's him. And then this is interesting. La vecchia signora means the past, shady past. So this is how the people now. What happens next? This is April, May. So whoever backed Trump behind the scenes, put money into him, and is connected to him, who basically financed him in the past, gets the scythes, right? So whoever, then it begins, guys. It's Trump and then everybody around. So it shows that whoever financed him is now target. Okay. Oh, this is the leaving thing. Okay. Yeah. Guilt. April, May, June. Yeah, exposure of the enemy. So we have here a person leaving, okay? This may cause someone to leave, or someone or several people to leave because they're guilty, right? There's a suggestion of guilt. This is a card of guilt. And This is interesting because this is a card of, obviously, quote unquote, the blue wave, but it's also a card of the dream or their goal. Okay, and it's also, this connects a little bit closer to the tarot version of the moon, which is like illusion and vision, but not in a good way necessarily. This is worries and exposure of enemies. So what I see here, guys, is that, you know how the whole thing, it's like we don't even know how big this whole Trump thing is, right? So as he is exposed, so is the money behind him. So then the dominoes begin to fall, okay? These people are going to have to leave because they're guilty. But what did they buy into? They bought into the vision, right? So as we know, guys, this whole thing, it seems that it was a connection between like the evangelicals, the donors, the far right. It's like all these people who bought into the vision have to leave. They're exposed as being connected to the shady scheme. They're worried because everybody's being outed as the enemy. Okay. Now, this card of the enemy, there's two enemy cards. The woman declares, this is a specific Sibyl, it's called Vera Sibila. So the woman card, the difference between the man and the woman card is that the woman is in your environment. So this is a person, right, who's in politics, who's not, this is not a Russian, would be an American, right? Because this person is in our environment, is being revealed as having these connections. Okay, so this is the dominoes falling. So this April, May, okay, so let's go, right? So let's go to July. But it's important, like, for example, what is the center of this reading? This is the person with money. So whoever financed Trump is going to pay in some way. Okay, so I just also wanted to make a note. I know sometimes people get confused about what it means to be an oligarch, whether Trump is, they say, oh, Trump is the mob boss. He's not the mob boss because his whole life he was the facade. He's not the guy who has the money. He was the employee of the other people. This is why he's, right? So the money was never his, right? He was laundering other people's money. He was part of the game, but he was never the head of the game. So this is the people, what it's shown at the center of the reading is whoever propped Trump. And that's what they're going after. Okay, so April, May. So now let's go to July. Okay. July. Let's go July. Oh, is that right? Oh my god. Oh my god, no. Is that right? Okay, sorry. Back here. Don't want to get. Oh, don't go. Okay, so this is. Okay, so July. Yeah, so this sense I said before, in the bigger reading when I also use timeline, it looks like this summer is going to be pretty dark. This is theft, an offer. This would probably be some sort of bribery, grief and adversity to whoever offered or received these bribes to come to prominence. So meaning this is going to become famous, come to light, become known. And this is melancholia, meaning moving on from, like, people are going to be upset about it, okay? Upset about this whole thing. Upsetting, right? The mood is not happy. July, August. Oh, again, quid pro quo, right? Quid pro quo upside down, debts. This is shady, this is Fox, right up. Shady dealings behind the scenes, treachery. Mueller, right? This is me, Jonas, I'm here. Yeah. So here I am. This is a long time, a long way. And interesting, now, Desperado Perdido is the guy with the gun, right? The guy who wants to kill himself. He's desperate. He made a mistake. This upside down, this is the moment of, when it's upright, is the moment of desperation. When it's upside down, the moment has passed. So these are acts done in desperation, okay? So this suggests here, this is August, right? So this is the owes money, does shady dealings behind the scenes. Mueller finds everything. Mueller goes way back into the past, and then the connects that, and I think, when I see this card, guys, I'm actually reminded of, what's his name, Rand Paul. He acts like a desperate man, like he's under blackmail. He took this money, so now he has to do whatever it is that they want. Okay, so August, July, August, September. Aggression, but not, okay, so let's see. Yeah, this is foreign. Look, foreign. receptive to the foreign stuff. Ideas, right? Thoughts, ideas. Money, right? A lot of money. And sick. So this is aggression for the, I mean, not aggression in military aggression, but aggression in terms of verbal or hate speech, those things he does. Okay, so we have the foreign powers and being open to the foreign powers ideas because they give him so much money. And this leads to sickness. Like he's sick, right? In a way, guys, obviously the activity is criminal, but the problem is that it's sick, right? It obviously it's not healthy anyway, but it's also sick. Like how could you do something like this? You know what I mean? It's like it's not a good combination. No, I don't think so. No. It's like so yeah. So it shows that this is what this would be the second trimester, right? It shows that the center here is Mueller, right? So the whole scheme is exposed, and we're dealing with understanding the consequences of this, and people are shocked. I mean, this, like I said before, this was in the media before, we know that. But once it's exposed in a legal way, it's a bit more shocking because there are consequences, okay? And Mueller goes, shows that Mueller goes way back into his past and finds this is the thing, then the dominoes begin to fall, the people who are powerful and wealthy who supported him. So this is what it shows. Okay. So now, okay, I'm gonna go to I have to. Oh my God. Okay. This is the third. Okay, I'm confused. I'm gonna stop here just to look back at the other one. Okay, one sec. Guys, so I'm sorry. Actually, the one I just did was the third. So it ends then in September. Okay. So this is it. So I was just remembering that the beginning was the mistakes, the crimes that he has. The first trimester, the central card, this is how I identified it, was the gloomy thoughts, right? The mistakes. The second trimester, the center card was the rich gentleman, would be his donors. And the third trimester, it's Mueller. Okay, so, and now we're going to do the last, which it would be October, November, December. So, I'm sorry about that, but I hope, you're following. So this is it, October, November, December. Okay. All right. Let's go to there. Okay, October, November, December. Okay, so I just feel like, guys, this is the, not unraveling, but it goes further here. It just shows that this is a power or turning thoughts into reality. The deal here, the marriage, but then there's a change because things go sour. White House, twice house. This is the center here is law enforcement, right? So law enforcement goes after everyone. And this is meetings with the foreign power, mistake. This is power, the boss, and also personal finances, working private with partners. So I feel like, guys, okay, it shows that I think, okay, my sense, I'm going to close my eyes after this just to make sure, is that it's like, think of a spiral, right? So he's at the center of the spiral, and then everything, once he goes down, everything around him goes down as well, because they needed to take him down first so they could go around. So this is what it shows. Okay, whoever has done deals with him, all these things, then it's like, it unravels like this. So let's see. Yeah, it's saying here, the money that it was at the beginning, in the very beginning of the year, he knows he can't escape it. He knows something very important. Very important. The law enforcement has a lot of very important information about his finances. He knows he can't escape, and things go down that way, and he tries. But I think by, like I said, by March, he looks like he could leave, okay, because it's the third month. I said it was the coffins and everything. And then it's like I said, it's first it's all these people who supported him in the elections and everything, and then it goes backwards to whoever had made deals with him in the past. So I feel like every single person who has ever done any business with him is going to be investigated after this. You know what I mean? It's not even just in the government, but everything. And it's just this unraveling of the financial connections and the financial like whoever enabled, from banks to persons to everything, there's going to be giant investigations into them. And I sense here, guys, that the beginning, the first is the people who financed the government, his run. And the second part here is that whoever he was partners with in the past, there's just no escape to this, okay? And it's like I said, it's a lifetime. It's a crime syndicate of sorts. It's a lifetime of crimes, and so these people are going down, okay? All his business partners, all the issues, and it's like a never-ending. It's like a never-ending, disease or something, okay? So is he going to leave? Is the administration going to end? Is he going to leave? Yeah. It's just it's like holds together by a thread. And once more indictments come, and there's going to be an ending. It's saying, don't worry, there's an ending. It's inevitable. They're fighting. This is like, it feels like it's not an ending because they're still fighting, okay? And at some point, because the truth is one, it can't be denied, okay? So it's not like, oh, it's one thing, but it could no. The truth is the truth, and at some point it's going to be exposed. And when that is completely inevitable, then that's the end of it all, and the whole thing completely unravels. So, but it's just a lot of investigations because, guys, we know this investigation that we're going on, but we don't know a lot of it, right? Only a tiny amount of it is made public. But then 2019 is the year when everything comes out, boom, exposed, okay, legally speaking, okay, through the courts. So it's like, yeah, dealing with the decay, dealing with this kind of cancer that is this guy, in his administration, everything connected to him, everything. Every single thing goes down. So, but it's not, like I said, it's not pretty. No, it's not pretty. Okay, so let me just see. Is Trump going to stay in the government? Let's see. No, I don't think he does, guys. I could, like I said, don't be too excited about the timing, but I just feel like it looks, I saw it's so interesting. So, those Russian dolls, Matryoshka, I think it's called. Then it falls in the third, I think towards March or something like that, like falls like this. So I don't think it will, just because it becomes unsustainable, the amount of scam. It's totally, doesn't work. It's not working. It's not doing the job of a government, right? So eventually the whole thing kind of falls apart. All right. So this is what it looks like for Trump. It's the unraveling of all his financial secrets and everything and everyone connected to it. So that's what it looks like. Okay. Okay, this is, and I don't want to ask too many questions, guys, just because, like I said, it's one part of it. Okay, it's just the beginning. I have a lot of readings to do, so I don't want to get into like every single question I have about everything. But since this came up, okay, where is he going to? This is like, I think I asked this before. Where is he going to be if he leaves? Where is he going to be? Yeah, some kind of home. Yeah, just. I think there's like all these guards outside his door. He's not going to be away from law enforcement, okay? He has to be either, this is interesting because initially there's going to be guards, okay? Just like a president would need, say, Secret Service, there's going to be police. There's going to be a listening, listening devices or whatever. I don't know if he's going to get it when he gets an ankle thing. But I think eventually he's going to go to that, the prison, because it shows, guys, that he's throwing things at the wall, throwing food, and he doesn't want this, he doesn't want that. But he was fine when he was president. He was super rich. He could afford, and there's people who picks that stuff up, but he can't take care of himself, so he needs to be placed in an institution because his tantrums no longer work. You know what I mean? So this is also explains a little bit why, right? Because without money, who's going to take care of this guy? Like, seriously? And if he's a criminal, right? If it's proven that he's an only criminal, but does treason, so, right? It's not like, oh, the American taxpayer are going to pay for his nurse. Like, can you imagine being a nurse of Trump? You need to make like $500,000 a year or something. You know what I mean? It's like so toxic to be around this person, like a private nurse. That would be like horrible. So I think he has to be in an institution in a way, right? I think it makes more sense. So anyway, so I'm going to stop here and continue other questions. Okay? All right.